Hi, Susan Niskotsky Smith, or Unshakable Susan Smith. I'm coming to you with a second prep today, and it is because I want to prep for my husband a pot roast. We have not had a roast in probably over a year. I chose to do a roast because this beef chuck roast, boneless roast, is normally $16.70. And it was on sale today for $9.56. So it is a savings of substantial proportions, $7 and something. And it was a sell by date of August 17th. I still have a few days until that meat would go bad. So I am going to do something with the meat first though before we get it prepped. And what I'm prepping for you is called slow cooked Mississippi pot roast, and it's a classic recipe. The first thing I've done though is I have put some olive oil in the skillet. I'm going to heat it gently, and in the meantime I am going to use some salt and some pepper. The salt I'm choosing to use is Himalayan pink salt, a gift from a friend. My friend's name is Annette. Thank you, Annette, for the salt. We're going to flip the roast. We're going to season the other side. It is boneless, but it has this nice chunk of fat at the base here. And I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to help it, the gravy as it cooks in the slow cooker, and it's going to give it some flavor and some umami, some of that kind of country flavor. All right, I'm going to take my roast, mainly because when I do slow cooker meat, I hate the way that it just kind of looks light brown. So I want to put it in my frying pan. You can hear that wonderful sizzle. I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to press down on it. Just going to hold that. I want that to brown up a little bit, char up a little bit. I'm going to take a peek at it. I'm just getting out my big fork, my serving fork. I want to take a peek at it. It looks wonderful. All I was looking for was some char, some brownness, so that it would cook up a little bit darker. Gonna let that go for a little bit. In the meantime, let me tell you what other ingredients we're going to be using. We're going to use some pepperoncini peppers. Instead of slicing my own, I bought a jar with already pre-sliced pepperoncini in rings. We're also going to use some dry ranch salad dressing. And we're going to use the dry onion soup mix. Salt and pepper. Oh, I missed an ingredient. I didn't get it out to prep. So I need to get me a stick of butter. We are not going to use the entire stick. We are going to use, maybe we are going to use the entire stick. We are going to use 1/2 cup of butter. It is the entire stick. I thought about that because 1/4 cup is 1/2 a stick of butter. So in order for this to prep well, I am going to cut it into uniform slices, as many as I can get out of this stick of butter. I tried to go for about 12. I think I was a little over. So again, pretty easy. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to add the peppers, which have been drained, to the bottom of our bag. I went kind of light on the peppers. It calls for 8 ounces of them drained, and I only went with about 4 ounces. That's because not everyone in my family likes peppers. I did get more of a brown on this other side, so I'm going to flip to the original side. But then I will show it to you. I just want it to go for about a minute. sorry I went off camera. I went to grab a paper plate so that you could see my roast. I've browned it. It's just a nice little browning to give it some additional color. That's because in a slow cooker, when it cooks through for 6 to 8 hours, it gets that kind of dull brown look. And I want mine to look really tasty. So, on top of those pepperoncinis, we are going to add our onion soup mix, our dry ranch dressing, our entire stick of butter. Once that's been in the slow cooker though, that is going to be the base for gravy. That butter will set up with the juices from the meat, and it will allow you, if you wanted to add a couple tablespoons of gluten-free flour, then you could whisk it and make a nice gravy to go with your roast. We're going to do a little salt and pepper. And here are the directions. It says, on cooking day, pour the roast mixture, which is this, into the crock pot, and then you are going to add 1 cup of water. It says pour roast mixture and water into slow cooker and cook on low for 8 to 10 hours. So what will I serve with this? Even though I am a low carb person, this pot roast, this gravy is just screaming for mashed potatoes. So I will make mashed potatoes from a good russet potato. I'll make those with cream and butter. We'll have a side gravy. Susan Niezgodski Smith with Mississippi Pot Roast. Thank you for joining me.